Okay, so I'm back with another video, and you might want to save this video, like this video, because as we go on our journey and our walk with God, our consistency, sometimes it gets thrown off. Honestly, sometimes it gets thrown off. We want to stay focused. We want to stay consistent. We want to do what God needs us to do. We want to make sure we stay in his presence. We want to do all the things that we used to do. But what happens when you get sick? What happens if your child gets sick? What happens if life gets to life, and like I like to say, and your consistency in your time and your relationship with God is thrown off? What do you do? So this video is all about 4 things that you can do to get that consistency back on when it's thrown off, because you don't want it to just keep lingering and going, and you get to a place where it's like, man, I was so focused and I was so dedicated to God, and I was in the word and I was in my prayer closet, all these things, and then you look up and it's just like, I don't know what happened. Trust me, I've been there before. And this is what I do when I am like, okay, look, something's off and I need to get back. So I'm giving you 4 ways to get the consistency back with God. I actually did a reel on number 1. Number 1 is to schedule time with him. And the way I explained this in the reel that I completed, that I posted the other day, is that think about a relationship with a person. I always, like to compare my relationship with God with a relationship with a person, a spouse, however you want to look at it. But let's say that you had a spouse, or you had a partner, you had a boyfriend, you had a husband, and you guys were not spending as much time together as you probably used to. Maybe you guys used to go on dates every Friday or Saturday. You spent time together every Friday or Saturday. Like, you had a set time that this is when we are going to be together. This is when we're going to spend time together. And guess what? You guys became closer. Your relationship grew over time because you scheduled time with that person. And listen, people may try to say, don't get religious, don't, pencil God in, but the goal of this is to get back to God when your consistency is off. So in the event that you're thrown off and you don't know how to get to God, you have to tell yourself, you have to say something like, let's say you wake up really early, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'm going to wake up every single day. I'm going to set my alarm clock at 6 o'clock every single day, and I'm going to spend time with God. Now you know in your brain, like, this is when I spend time with God. This is when I'm going to be with him. This is it. So you purposely are putting in the time to spend time with him to get things back on track. And so this is what I do. Anytime, like, my son has been sick every single month. COVID, RSV. And after he gets sick, he's sick, so I need to take care of him. And then I get sick the week after. And it's very easy for my consistency to be thrown off because we're in this back and forth battle of being sick every 4 weeks. So I have to say, you know what? Like, I have to tell myself, like, okay, you need to be consistent. So you need to make sure that you have this schedule, build this around this. So number 1 is to schedule time with God. As much as people may not like that one, I'm going to tell you it works. Another one that people may not like, or people may not want, I'm not going to say people may not like to hear it, but people may not want to hear it, is to fast regularly. Now, fasting, if you look on my channel, you go into my playlist, I talk about the different fasts that we can do, the Daniel fast. I did a 21-day water fast. If you want to get to God, I promise you fasting is going to get you right there to him. And it's really getting to a place where you start to say, if fasting is a lifestyle, then you are constantly putting yourself back into his presence. Kind of like how you would schedule it in the first tip. But this one is where you say, I'm removing the distractions. I'm getting everything out the way. And I'm prioritizing you on this day, these 3 days, this week, whatever it is for you. I always say fasting is a lifestyle. So some people may fast every week. Maybe some people fast every Tuesday. Some people may fast once a month. Some people may, quarterly, yearly, annually. But you want to fast regularly because it is constantly pushing you back into God's presence. I know for me, I like to fast every Tuesday. So every Tuesday is when it's my time to spend my time with him, to have my weekly team meeting with him. It's a moment for me to remove everything and say, okay, Lord, what is it that you're saying to me? And I like to just sit in silence. I try to remove as many distractions as possible. So it's an option. Number 3 to getting back when your consistency is thrown off. Now, this may be for people who are like in the beginning stages. You want to start to study smaller portions of the word. So let's say maybe you were in a place where you were just in the word, deep in the word, that type of thing. And then you get thrown off. Now it's just about studying smaller portions, because then this is what's going to get you to a place where you're hearing his voice again. You're starting to hear what he's speaking to you, being led to wherever he's leading you in the word. So smaller portions. Sometimes people just need to go back to a verse per day. Like, I'm telling you, in some seasons, life is so hectic and so crazy and so all over the place that you're just like, I just need one verse per day. And that's okay. It's like chewing on a piece of gum. Like you take a piece of gum and you just chew on that. That's perfectly fine. I think sometimes people want to get to a place where you've been in this place of being consistent and you were on track or you were at a certain particular place. And then you look up and it's just like, oh, what happened? Study smaller portions of word. Chew on a smaller portion of it until you get back into that flow and that momentum of where you were before. It's perfectly fine. Some people, you may need to go back to just journaling and just sitting in his presence. Some people, you may need to just worship and just sit in his presence. Whatever, I mentioned this the other day in my membership program. Whatever your thing is, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is, like for me, I'm a worshiper at heart, so worship is my thing. If I ever get to a place where my consistency is thrown off, I need to get back into worship, because worship is what's going to open up my heart and allow me to get back into the flow of everything. And when I get back into that place of worship, I'm journaling more. I'm spending more time with him. I'm, studying more. Like I'm going deeper. Some people, it may be journaling. For some of you, it may be reading the word. For some of you, it may be worship. For some of you, it may be prayer. Like we should always pray, but you get the idea. Get back to that thing that what is it for you? Let me know in the comments. What is your thing? Like that thing that is just like, when you spend time with God, you just love it. You just love doing it. Like I said, for me, it's worship. I just love to sit and worship. So what's your thing? Let me know in the comments what your thing is. So to get back to it, study smaller portions of the word. So that's number 3. I mentioned this one in the last one, but number 4 is to journal daily. I think that sometimes people forget the effect and the impact that journaling has. You can heal through journaling. You can release through journaling. You can hear God's voice journaling prophetically. Journaling is one way. When you are thrown off of your consistency, bare minimum, open up a journal. Take out a notepad. Open up your notes in your phone. Start to write how you feel and give it to God. I actually have a video on journaling here on my channel, so you guys can click the link and check it out and watch it from there if you want to check it out. I'll put it at the end of this video. But journaling is one way where, imagine that you have been inconsistent. You haven't been in God's presence. Everything is weighing you down. Somebody's outside my house. Everything is weighing you down. Everything is all over the place. You've been in this place where you have not been in his presence, so you feel heavy. You feel tired, probably. You feel exhausted. You may not have peace. And then you get to a place where you start to journal. And you just say, I'm going to take 5 minutes to journal in the morning. I'm going to take 10 minutes to journal in the morning. This is all bite-sized. If I look at my list, scheduling time with him, bite-sized. I'm just scheduling time. It doesn't need to be a lot. Fast regularly. I'm just pockets of time where I'm dedicating it to you. Study smaller portions. Journaling daily. So you can just tell yourself, every day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to journal for 5 minutes. I'm going to journal for 10 minutes just to get back to that place where I'm releasing this off of me and I'm giving it to you, Lord. So you want to think about it that way. Like, what can I do to start it up again, to rev it up again? And these are some easy ways that can get you back into the flow of things. Because again, imagine you were sick and you were ill. You were sick and something happened and it just threw things off. Perfectly fine. Open up a journal, write. Dear Father God, I am feeling this way today. I guarantee you it's going to push you right into his presence. Turn on some worship music while you do it. Listen, these are the things that have helped me. This has been a journey where, listen, I'm a single mom. I have my son. Life gets crazy. He has homework assignments. I have a ministry, a business, all of the things. It gets hectic. But I also know that when I get into a place where, okay, I see that things are slipping a little bit, let me start to journal. Let me get back into his presence. Let me make sure, because we prioritize the things that we love. And I think that sometimes people forget that part. When it comes to our relationship with God, one thing that I've learned is we prioritize the things we love. So number 4 is to journal daily. So these are the 4 ways that I feel is the easiest things that we can do to make sure we stay consistent with God if we get thrown off track. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I make videos, or I post videos weekly, so subscribe to my channel. If you want to check out, if you want to learn if you want to grow deeper in your relationship with God, you can check out my masterclass. The link is in the description or in the bio below. But that's all that we have for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.